And then you have a comma there. In this case, you're explaining something about it, so it goes on. But it's important to kind of know which pieces go together for two reasons. One, if you're trying to figure out what's going on, you need to know that. And secondly, when you're reading or saying something, that's where your phrasing goes too. Okay, in other words, Pershetu Leshenicha, he began the night, and you kind of have to say that part together. Geall and Acharja, you have to say together too. Okay, so that's why we'll be reading it a little bit later, so you get a chance to work on that. Okay, it's got a Iver Hanjeg, number 11. And Shin, Huished Erai Goji Balach Nabo Finya, and Klub Icha Galanga Tiv Oyas Jen Chacher. So then they went on to the Milky Way, and Shin is then, Huished they went, Erai is on. So it's either ahead or onward. Goji is to. Balach Nabo Finya is the Milky Way. Balach is way, Nabo Finya is yeah, milking cow, I guess. Okay, but you guys have to know that expression. Balach Nabo Finya is the Milky Way.
Cows and the
Yeah. Right. And Klub Icha is the nightclub, the club of night. Galanta is elegant. Okay. Tiv Oyas is to the south. Tiv means side, and Oyas means south, so it's side south or the south. A lot of times when you want to say where something is in Irish, you put the word Tiv on there. So you can say Ische is inside, but you can also say Tiv Ische inside. Okay, or Amu is outside, but Tiv Amu is also outside. And a lot of times it just means side outside. Okay, except in English you have the word side in outside already. Okay, so Tiv Oyas is basically something like side south. Jen Chacher is of the city. Okay, Je means of or from, so to the south from the city. Okay, south of the city. I'll give you the main directions on here. So Ohua is to the north, so Tiv Ohua is to the north. Tiv Ohua. Yeah, and Tiv you can pronounce Tiv or Tave. You hear it both ways. And Tiv Oyas to the south. To the west, Tiv here. And to the east, Tiv her. Tiv here also means behind. So if you just hear that by itself, you're more likely to think it means behind. Okay, and there's some idea. There's a general idea in Irish of to the west being behind. Okay. And in the past, okay, so like a review something, you dol sheer, you go to the west, okay, to review. All right.
Would Dave her be in front and in the future?
I don't think he is that as much, really.
Just behind.
Yeah, you contrast to the west and east when you're saying back and forth. So if you recall the song Tommy Clownus Jainta, My Match Is Made. The one with Van Morrison and singing. Actually, I guess it wasn't Van Morrison singing. I guess he was. Yeah, he was singing that one. Yeah, he was singing it, right? Or he sang the English part at least. Okay, but anyways, when he said he wandered to and fro in Irish, he was Huel Misha here, I guess Huel Misha her, or something like that, or sheer, I guess sir. So there he went west and to the east. Okay. All right, so an shin huishid erai goji balach nabo finya an club icha galanta teva yastin hacher. Okay. All right. Dolce go trumanshin agus vishe chomairach le drolin taspi nura hogshe and kalin fujara. So dolce go trum is he drank heavily. Dolce he drank, trum is heavy, go trum is heavily. And shin is either there or then. I guess you could read that either way. I put it there. Agus vishe and he was chomairach, as happy or as merry, if you want to think of it. Mairach is related to the English merry. Chomairach. Le drolling taspi, like as a grasshopper. Drolling by itself is a wren. So there's Irish songs about the wren, of course, for St. Stephen's Day. So, but drolling taspi is a grasshopper. I'm not sure why. Nor a hog she and Kalin Fuidara, when he noticed the girl. Okay? And we'll get to that expression in a second. So drolling, again, is a wren. Drolling taspi is a grasshopper. Now, if you want to say you noticed someone, is use this expression, the word tur means to give, and fuidara. So those combination of those words together means to notice. Okay? You pretty much just use fuidara together with that. Okay? So this is one where the individual words don't necessarily help you understand what it means. Okay? So, did you notice me is orhog tu fuidara me. Okay? And you have to understand that the verb here, hog, basically means give, and so it's some form of that verb to give, and so that's the word that's going to change. Okay? So, orhog tu fuidara me, did you notice me? The way you answer that, since the main question is asking, did you give, or did you hog, the answer is hog. Okay, noticed. So, hog by itself, if someone said that, could mean a lot of different things. It can mean gave, it can mean brought, or in this case, it can mean noticed. Okay, it means yes in answer to the question, did you bring something? Did you give something to someone? Or did you notice someone? Okay, because they always answer back in Irish with whatever the main verb is in the sentence that was asking the question. That's a yes-no question. And so if you just saw the word hog by itself and you know as an answer to a question, you don't really know what the question is. Okay, could be a lot of different questions. Okay, so say I noticed you. Hog me fuijarahu. So hog me fuijara means I noticed. Who is you? And it's who instead of tu because it's the object here. Okay, does anyone want to say how would you say I noticed him? Hog me fuijara e, and I noticed her. E. Okay, so when you use a and e, you usually can use who for two. Okay, hog me fuijara who, and if you want to say no, it's near hog. Okay, and I didn't notice you. Near hog me fuijarahu. Okay.
I have a question. How come in the regular sentence it's hog, then he, and then the girl, and then fuijara, but in the sentence it's notice and then who's doing it
at the end?
At the end of it, and then who's...
Yeah. When you have a pronoun which is like a or may or a or e or who, Irish likes to throw it to the end of the sentence. Okay, so you'll tend to. Let me see. Yeah, we'll go through some more examples, but basically, the normal word order in Irish is you have the verb, and then you have who's doing it, and then you have the thing that's being done to. Okay, so the verb, the subject, and the object. But when you have other words in there, like fuijara, they typically will come after the object. Okay, so in other words, notice the girl is the object, that's who you're noticing. Fuijara, which is just additional information, comes after it. Okay, but when you have a pronoun, you tend to throw the pronoun after all of that information. Okay. Another example is so jihme capra inye is I ate a sandwich yesterday. But if you want to say I ate it yesterday, you would say jihme inye a. Ate I yesterday yet, so the a goes afterwards. This is kind of the same idea of what's happening there.
So the
you could say jihme a inye, but it sounds a little forced in Irish.
So the a there is it.
Yeah, that's the it part. Okay? You cannot say jihme inye capra. That sounds horrible. Okay? You could say jihme a inye, but it doesn't sound good. Okay? It's not as bad as messing this one up. But the preferred way is jihme inye a. Okay? Or jitme imagine, I ate it in the morning. Ate I in the morning it. Okay? Yeah. So if you have a few words there, you tend to put the A afterwards. If you have a lot of stuff in there, you'll sometimes move it up because then you'll lose it. Okay? It's buried a couple lines down. Okay? So a lot of that kind of thing is getting used to just, that's why things like reading or listening to the speech and all is good, because you get a feeling then for when you can move it and when you can't move it and what sounds better. And a lot of things in Irish have to do with what sounds good too. Probably true. I expect if you've thought about it in English too, you say things differently sometimes because it sounds better.
But in English, we already know how to.
But in English, you already know how to do it. Yeah. Okay. So. Okay, let's see. Okay, dolce go trom and shin.